Guys, welcome back to Jason Unleashed. How's it going? Jason Carter here. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited for my show tonight because my guest is the Grammy-nominated R&B and soul legend, actor, host, producer, and entrepreneur. Syleena Johnson is in the building. We're going to talk to this incredible woman about her new album, Woman, her 10th full-length studio album that just dropped, as well as the documentary that goes along with it. She has stepped into the room. Let's go live with Syleena. Bam. Let's see here. Syleena Johnson. Yes. Excited fan for so many years. I can't believe I'm actually talking to her tonight, but we're gonna get to everything that she has going on in 2020 and the importance of her 10th album, Woman, which is just compelling piece of R&B and soul masterful music. It's incredible. It's incredible. She's coming through in just a second. You guys know the drill. Any comments or questions, leave them below in the question box, and let's have a chat with Syleena Johnson. Just waiting for her to connect. Syleena, Syleena, Syleena. Waiting for Syleena. I still don't have connection music. It's crazy, right? After like almost a year of doing Unleash, I still don't have connection music. It's all good. Syleena, hey.
I get my earpieces in my life together.
Okay, good. You look incredible. Go ahead, take your time.
Okay, hold the line. Hi, Jason. How's it
Hi,
going?
Syleena. It's going
How are
good. How are
you?
you? I'm good. How are you doing?
I am fine, almost. Okay. Okay, just
Well,
putting my earpiece in so I can hear right.
all
Okay.
good. Welcome to Jason Unleashed. Good to see you. An honor to have you on the show. Huge fan. Like I said, I can't believe I'm actually
Yay.
talking to you right now. I have been a fan of all your chapters, the many chapters you shared with us over the years, 4 years. So I'm glad to have you here.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Congratulations. 10th full-length studio album, Woman. An incredible body of work. Let's talk about it because this album, Syleena, is so timely. When you were writing this, one, is this your most personal piece of work? And two, did you know how timely it was going to be?
Okay, see, I did not know that we were going to be in a pandemic, that there was going to be the first Black female vice president, that, women were going to be turning up. We've been turning up. So I didn't know that it was going to be so relevant like this. Actually, I started creating the album around the time of the Me Too Time's Up movement.
Hmm.
Um, and being a host on Sister Circle Live, every day I was just inundated with women are, disrespected over here, and women are not getting this, and, all of that. So what I felt like I needed to do was be a voice for women, because
Hmm.
I just felt like we were not being heard. We're being seen, they're listening, but we're not truly being heard about the needs that we wanted. So the first question you said was, did I know it was going to be timely? No. And that's kind of where I got the inspiration of it from, sitting next to three beautiful women who were smart and talented. And, we were all going through the same struggles, but walking different walks of life was quite interesting. You would think that one person is doing better than the other, or this person should have more, or not be doing as bad as this person. But really, as women, we were all pretty much created equal as far as, the disadvantages that we face on a day-to-day basis. So it is one of my most personal albums. I'd say that chapter 3 and chapter 6 are
Yes.
probably, well, 2, 3, and 6 are probably off the chain on the personal side. But this was this woman was more of an activist,
Hmm.
rebellious, very much someone that is speaking out, feminist point of
Hmm.
view. You know what I'm saying? It was
Absolutely.
that.
It was very that. Being
Mhm.
a Black woman in the industry, I mean, you have been in the game for well over 20 years. You have run the gamut of every situation, have seen the changing of the guard so many times in the industry. Talk to us about that, because people are seeing a celebration of Blackness now, but that's
Mhm.
now. That's just
Right.
in this minor time, whereas before it wasn't as prevalent for you. How have you seen the change come about in the business as a Black woman?
Well, silently, we've been making money for people for years.
Hmm.
This industry has been surviving off of our backs for many, many years, and it just
Yes.
has never been spoken. I think that artists, and particularly in artists, artists like Janet Jackson, most recently a Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
These artists, they really, really in vogue. Whitney Houston. These artists really made it even more important for the music industry to embrace Black women, because they really, really were at the top of their game. We're not talking about like up there with the people. They were the it.
Right.
Mariah Carey, even though she
Mm-hmm.
tried to say she ain't Black, but girl, let me tell you something. down to
You Black.
down to the job application, girl. You is Black. Okay. But even Mariah, and if you ain't Black, you were singing down to the Black music. So then there's that. But yes, so I think that women like that in our industry really made it important and really stood out to the point where, they had to embrace us. You know what I'm saying? They had to embrace Black women. And even though we weren't getting the respect, because you had the Arethas, the Patti LaBelles, the Gladys Knights before then, they came out in a time where there was a civil rights movement happening. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, absolutely.
It didn't matter, it didn't matter if you were a woman or a man, you were Black, and that was good enough to not be enough. You know what I'm saying? So I think now, because the revenue that Black women bring in and the amount of money that Black women can make, it was even a study when I was at Sister Circle that talked about, I think it was on Bloomberg, I think it came from, talked about how Black women on Wall Street, we are the most educated human beings, and we are in second position, under white men.
I saw that. Yeah.
We are literally pushing the financial growth on Wall Street, Black women alone, So, I mean, we're pushing white men though. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we're being hired by them to increase.
Exactly.
I.e., as you can see, our president's seat looks very much the same. Biden is a white man and Kamala is a Black woman.
Point well taken. Okay.
So then there's that.
Well, you mentioned growth because you have also partnered the Woman album with this compelling visual, The Making of a Woman documentary, which, Syleena, by the way, kudos, hats off. I watched it 4 times.
Yay!
So good. What was the genesis of that? Why did you feel that you had to have that added layer of a really realistic view into your life and your creative process? Because we've never seen that side of Syleena Johnson before.
Well, one, for that reason, I wanted people to know more about who I am musically. They were at the present time, at that time, they were seeing me as a talk show host.
Right.
Where you have to be kind of pulled up, very reserved, very conscious. It was daytime talk too. So
daytime,
very different cocktails with the queens, but we can get all the way, But it was daytime talk. So there had to be a certain amount of censorship and eloquence that you had to, abide to on the platform of talk of Sister Circle. And you wanted to do that because you wanted to show that Black women are not this all every 15 minutes, that we know how to pull up and have decent intellectual conversations, and that we actually have point of views that matter, and that all of this ain't going on.
Right.
If you sit for a minute, you can hear what we're talking about.
And you learn something. You learn, and not only watching. I watched Sister Circle, but by the way, congrats on that too. We've seen so many different shades of you, from a vocalist to a host, of course now on Fox Soul, but also on Sister Circle, which millions of people watch every day. I mean, for yourself though, just talking about you as a host, what did that bring out of you? Because we came to know you as this Grammy-nominated vocalist, and here you are daily having these nuanced conversations about things that matter. How did that inspire you, and how did that change your life?
Well, see, what people don't know about me is I'm like an extroverted introvert. I'm really to myself most of the time, but in my circle, we talk down. There's a lot of deep talk going on in my circle, and I've come from a very I've come from a coven of lots of women. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm surrounded by a coven, and so we're constantly having these conversations all the time. So being on Sister Circle was just like, oh, now I get to just take all our conversation talk, down to the people on TV, and being a songwriter is nothing different from me just expressing myself verbally without having to have melody to it. I've been speaking to Black women through song and speaking to our people through song for many, many years anyway. So this was just an extension of that, and to finish what you asked me first, so that I started filming Making of a Woman 2 years ago in 2018 when I started the album. The reason being is because too, I feel like a lot of times you could tell somebody something all day. So I could be like, no, Jason is so funny. He is so fun. And y'all just don't know that when Jason get drunk, he is just the funniest person in the whole world, right? And I can say stuff all day long, but they're like, no, Jason is so reserved. Him and I is so intellectual. He's so pulled up. Jason is the guy. He's very intellectual. He's a great interviewer. All these things like, oh my God, Jason would never be that way. But then they would have to get around you and see you drunk.
Right.
To know. Okay, Syleena was right about Jason. So I felt like they needed to see and experience the different woes that Black women experience, and the ebbs and flows on how we handle things, being moms, being career women, being all these different things that we're made to be almost on a day-to-day basis. So I just kind of wanted to show it as well as sing about it. I just wanted to drive it home. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like we're being listened to, but not heard.
Not heard, right. And shout out to Fox Soul for premiering that and putting that on the platform. Like, again, compelling, wonderful piece of work. Back to
part 2 is coming. Part 2 is coming.
And we are going to receive it.
Yes, it is coming.
I love it. How did writing this album, though, really pull out a new evolution of Syleena Johnson, writing this album? And how did it make you unearth layers of yourself as an artist? Because every album requires a different part of you. The music, the experience, the writing, it's all different from album to album. For this album, where did Syleena have to go to create Woman?
I was very angry. Not I was very angry, but I had to get angry. I had to get tired of being tired. I.e. the first song, Woman. It's very blatant. It's just, listen, fuck all that. We are one. We shall overcome. Listen, we sick of it. This is what it is. Stop it. It was just like, enough already. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I had to go there. But then I wanted to go vulnerable places. What I wanted to do with this album was show the many layers of women. That just because we have a difference of opinion or we're extremely passionate about something that we feel, it doesn't mean that we don't have humility. It doesn't mean that we're not submissive at times, and it doesn't mean that we don't make mistakes. It doesn't mean that we don't love lost ones. It doesn't mean, that we made a bad choice in men. It doesn't mean that we don't love our husbands even when they're down and out. So I wanted to go and that we don't love our husbands unconditionally and praise on them and love on them. I wanted to show a lot of different facets of women, because those are the things of Black women especially, but those are the things that are most, that are left out. All you really hear about women is, Black women is, they this, they that, they cussing each other out, we neck rolling it, and that is not what makes up Black women. We are so many things. Right. We are so many, and women in general, we are so many things. We have so many layers, and I really wanted to tap into all of that, and that's why Making of a Woman, I called it Making of a Woman, like a play on words, making of the album, but really making of me. Right. Making of me, because when you film yourself and you watch it back, there's so much that you learn, just watching yourself. It teaches you so much about yourself. And when you write a record, you learn, like you get pregnant. It's like, you feel like, uh-oh, I'm pregnant with this thought process. But then it's like 9 months of an album, of a baby brewing inside of your system. 100%. And you know how in a pregnancy, you're learning so much. Same thing with creating an album. Ooh. So it made me too. You know what I'm saying? It grew me up as well. So Making of a Woman.
A word, Syleena. Okay. Damn. Glenn Whitcroft says the Grammys better come through with that nomination. I agree with that 100%. We're manifesting that right now. Syleena, you're busy, man. Not you. You're an entrepreneur with Sheleen. You work
It's
out.
weird. Yeah.
You are so many wonderful things. And now you are a host. Well, you've been a host, but we're seeing you weekly on Cocktails with Queens on Fox. So talking about politics, having nuanced
Shout
conversations.
out to Claudia, right?
Yeah, shout out to Claudia, and
To our girl
also
Claudia.
absolutely, and also your own platform, Music Mondays. I
Yes.
mean, come on, bringing out Vivian Green, Raheem Devon, Stephanie Mills.
That's my girl.
Really,
So Stephanie is my girl. I didn't have Stephanie, Sunshine Anderson, Anthony Hamilton. Um, the list go. Oh my God, I've had Raheem Devon. We talked
uh-huh.
about that. I've
Kindred the
had
Family Soul. I mean,
Kendra the Family Soul. I had David Banner, and in David Banner's interview was like 9,000 stars because he was on the set. I've spoken to Jody Watley.
mhm.
I've spoken to so many B Slade, which is one of my favorite singers
Love B
ever.
Slade, incredible man.
I've spoken to so many Q from 112. I've spoken to so many amazing people that Leela James all the time because that's my girl. That's my friend. So it's a blessing, and I feel like in this hour we don't have a voice. Jason, do you know, like, have you even heard or seen any articles that even talk about the stresses that artists are going through right now because of this
Yeah,
pandemic?
right. No, it's like you hear about, oh, concerts have stopped. Oh, there's, things are put at productions come to a halt, but they don't go in
Yes.
depth as to the experience because people think artists are chock full of money. Oh, we're good, we're rich, we got this, we're just chilling. But it's beyond that, obviously.
Yes. I mean, even if we have royalties coming in, it doesn't account for, it might sustain in such a way, but we account for hundreds of thousands of dollars that comes in from touring
Right.
per year.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And I just dropped an album. So
Hmm.
imagine what I had been accounting for. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I just dropped the album end of January
Hmm.
31st, getting ready to, go on the road. And then the whole world shuts down where nobody can do anything. And then Sister Circle gets canceled.
No.
So now we don't have that platform. We don't have this platform. It was just nuts. Thank the Lord. Cocktails with the Queens comes through. It pretty much replaces Sister Circle.
Hmm.
It provides that void, and everything's all good.
Yeah.
But there is still a big financial gap,
Right.
that is there from not being able to perform. And of course, I had other things. I have, content is king. I have placements here. I had my movie placed on Aspire, couples therapy. I had a brand ambassador deal with Mael for natural hair. So I had different things and different entities that were paying bills. But at the end of the day, that's a big chunk, and not just money, but that's my piece, the stage.
Right,
That's
right.
my
I
therapy.
was just gonna say that. Yeah, it's beyond. Look, I get it. Right, I fully
Hello,
because that's
exactly.
in your documentary. One of the things that was so evident. I know you got to go in just a few. Was just when you stepped out on stage, how that was home for you. It was
Yeah.
you couldn't deny that. So I can understand as someone who right now is very unemployed. I get it,
Okay.
but I feel that because it's beyond just money and material things. It's
Yes.
this is intrinsic to your soul and who you are
Yes.
as a woman, right? To sing,
Yes.
that's the gift that God has given you to share with the world, and it's kind of been not taken from you, but kind of sidelined a lot,
Yes.
if you will. So that does have an effect on who you are as a person, 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so that's one of the biggest things that um, I've been dealing with, and a lot of the artists have been dealing with.
Right.
And I just felt like, we needed to be heard. And
Hmm.
I created Music Mondays, and it started off, as a live just like this. And I just wanted artists to have a voice. So it's about the music and the movement,
Hmm.
because we are also part of this movement.
We
We've
are.
been singing to this movement for many years, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
wanted to be able to speak on it, since we're not able to utilize the stage like we would want to. So
Right.
that's why I created Music Mondays. And it's been doing really, really well. It's been really successful, hopefully to be a podcast soon. But
It's gonna be.
yeah.
Well, before I let you go, we've experienced you, Syleena, in so many chapters. We've been along. I mean, you've been a part of so many people's musical tapestry, the soundtracks to their lives. You're writing a new chapter now. What's on those pages?
Well, I've dropped chapters in general.
Hmm.
Woman is the start of that. And
Okay.
what I've been thinking is every album after Woman will be one word. Just summed up in one word each time. Um, I have no idea.
That's fair.
I
That's
have
fair.
been I have been through so much in this one year that
Hmm.
I can't even put my finger on it. Hell, it damn near be a gospel album because God has been so good in these moments that He really should get all the praise. Okay, um, but other than that, like I've gone through so much this year
Hmm.
that I don't really know. I don't know. Like I think, and it normally just kind of hits me. But
Hmm.
one thing I do feel is an abundance of love, a reconnection of love on a lot of levels with myself and my husband, with my friends, with my family. Being busy and then having to be quarantined,
Hmm.
it really reconnected me with my
Right.
friends and family and artists and just loved ones. And
Yeah.
um, that has been so rewarding. And like Glenn Whitcroft, the Woman Deluxe album is coming. I,
Okay.
yes, it is.
Oh, because I deserve more has been on heavy rotation all day. Well, the whole album, but that's my cutoff album,
That's a
Syleena.
jam. That's
That's
a
the
solid
jam.
jam.
All right, well, listen, I know you have Music Mondays coming up right after this. Guys,
Yes,
go and download, stream the album Woman Now. Syleena Johnson, Grammy
yes.
nominated actress, host, producer, entrepreneur. Thank you so much for being on Jason Unleashed. Huge, I can't believe I'm talking to you. Huge fan.
Hey,
Huge
thank
fan.
you, Jason. It was
And
amazing. Thank you for having me.
absolutely. And we're going to keep watching you shine and fan for life for Syleena. All the best.
Thank you. Anytime, Jason, you want to talk longer, you want to just talk about all kind of just we can just talk all kind about all kind of stuff.
You know where to find me. I know where to find
Just
you too.
call me. Yeah. And please watch Music Mondays. We're going over to my Facebook page on Syleena Johnson Official. Right now, we're going to be talking to Vivian Green with her new amazing music. So,
Love it.
yes,
Love it.
come over
Guys,
there.
head on over there. We'll see you soon, Syleena.
Bye.
Bye.